We have Tyler Ramsey and Carl Broemel in the studio here for the 30A Songwriters Festival 2026. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So good to see you.
We appreciate being here.
It's amazing music.
Thank you.
Just breathtaking.
Thank you.
Glorious. When did you start jamming together?
We kind of, at one point we booked a tour just kind of out of the blue. We had kind of reconnected after some years. We originally toured together with our bands that we were in. I was back when I was in Band of Horses, and Carl's still in My Morning Jacket, but we did some tours together, opening for them. And then Carl and I kind of reconnected, and at one point I was like, we need to do something together, and we just booked a tour kind of out of the blue, and hadn't even rehearsed. And I went to Nashville and rehearsed with Carl, and we went out and hit the road and realized very quickly that we had chemistry that is pretty, I mean, to me, it feels really magical to be doing what we're doing. So, and then kind of during the pandemic, we started sending each other songs back and forth, and all of a sudden we were making an album together, and that was it.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
And so it wasn't intended to have vocals initially.
No, because when we were driving around, we're like, we should probably make a record so the tour makes more sense next time if we're going to do it again. And we're like, wouldn't it be cool to just start from this idea? Because part of the thing I loved about watching Band of Horses when I first saw them was seeing him play an acoustic guitar piece. Like to me, really like kind of broke me out of it. And, to change the texture of a band and have it go so vastly in that way, I was like, that's so cool. So like, let's start there and combine forces on instrumentals. And we did that for a while. I kind of joke, it's like we're making a record that probably nobody's going to want or hear, or we weren't even thinking about it. We were just sort of like, let's do that because we said we were going to do it. And then as we were making the record, we thought, okay, he's a songwriter, I'm a songwriter. We're like, what if we put a song on here? We put it in and listened down to it, and we're like, oh, it actually kind of makes it all better. So let's do that too. So it's like it's good to start from the concept, but then just be open as you go,
I love the quality of the vocals too. They're in that same pocket. They're just mystical, and I don't know whether that was, I'm sure you sing louder at certain times in your life, but it's such a sweet space to be in.
Thank you. Yeah, we made the record part of the record we did alone where we were sending songs back together, but the songs that we sang on were pretty much done the way we just played here, where we were just sitting there and singing. So it's, we're playing to the space and playing to the moment, and that's how they came out.
Very front porch picking kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Or,
exactly.
Something that you can, it just effortlessly do around a campfire. And I don't know, that tradition carrying on is really so lovely to contemplate as times change and things are difficult, but this is the essence, and it remains the same, and it's eternal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were shooting for...
No, I think the simplicity of it is so appealing to both of us, like to be, to have made a record that really exists on two acoustic guitars and two vocals if we wanted to, which is what we're going to be, the shows that we're playing and the things that we're doing together are based on that. And that's just so appealing that the songs can be carried in such a simple, kind of delicate way and presented to people. And plus, it's easier to tour with just two acoustic guitars.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
I love rocking out with a band and having tons of guitars and pedals and amps and all that stuff. But this is a really good challenge to do it this way, and I find it's kind of terrifying. It might sound like effortless and easy, but sometimes it's a little terrifying because you can't just rely on the lights and the volume and all that stuff. So I think it's a cool challenge for my...
How did the Secret Sisters get involved?
I had done a handful of shows opening for them some years back, and we were hanging out after a show backstage and talking about our families and our kids, and I think I had started working on the song Flying Things at that point. And I was like, oh, I have the song that I've been writing for my daughter, and I'd love for you guys to hear it and maybe sing on it someday. And then that kind of idea just drifted off, and we both did our things. And then after we kind of recorded it, I was like, oh, now's the time to send it to them. And it just so happened they were in the studio working on something, and they were able to just take a pass at it. And just beautiful. What they did on that song is so gorgeous and inspired, and yeah.
Such a love song.
Yeah, it is totally a love song. Yeah, for my daughter, yeah.
Let's talk about the title of the album.
Sure.
You can say it.
Celestun is how I pronounce it, but I know there's probably a different pronunciation. It is a little beach town down in Mexico, and I had traveled down there with my family at some point, and we spent it just one day out there, and it just was very beautiful and inspiring. And went back to the place we were staying in Merida, and just started working on that song.
It's pretty crazy down there, the jungle and very interesting mix of
cenotes and the beaches and just the wild. Yeah, it's
Yucateca cuisine.
Oh,
the food down there is unbelievable. It's so good. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. And do you go frequently, or was this just a one-time?
You go down there.
I haven't been to that town.
Oh, to that town.
Personally.
Yeah,
but that was the first song that he sent me, and I kind of sat with it and worked on it. So it kind of felt like the title track, as it was like the spark. And then we kind of followed the trail through the jungle there as we went along. I wrote a song called Garvanza, which was written sitting out in front of a house in Garvanza neighborhood in LA. Like some of the songs are just, for us, sometimes instrumental songs. It's just like, you're playing the guitar and you're like, where am I? Okay, right. We're done. We have the title and we have the place, and it feels like a little diary entry, almost.
They transport you. They really do. I mean, they transport us as listeners. So, when you're exploring a sequence and letting it just kind of be what it is, take you wherever, is really a lovely way to do it. I mean, no preconceived notions, just let it fly.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's hard to facilitate that mindset when you're working on a record with no expectations. It's hard to manufacture that. It's kind of impossible. So that was the silver lining of the lockdown, where we're like, literally no one cares what we're doing. Right. and we don't know what's going to happen. And so let's just do this because we think it's interesting. And we're really excited that people are enjoying it and getting something out of it.
Yeah,
so great. Well, I want to also explore, because obviously this place that we're in, South Walton, Florida, for the 38th Songwriters Festival, brings people together from all over. And I have been really interested in finding out what each of your backgrounds in the places that you grew up brought your way. So, Carl, do you want to take that first?
I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and lived there, went to school in Bloomington, studied music. I studied classical music in Bloomington, but I was in rock bands the whole time. My dad is retired now, but he was a bassoonist in the symphony there. So when I grew up, I was around classical music like almost all the way. And then my brother showed me classic rock radio, and I was like, what? I might not heard any of that until I was like 12, I was like, so, but then I really got into the guitar, and my dad supported me. He was like, you should also learn this. You should also learn Segovia. You should also learn all this other stuff. So he was supportive, but also a little skeptical until I stopped asking him for money. So, no, I'm kidding. It's like, but that was my world. That was classical music from him, singing in my church choir and playing in rock bands and trying to figure out how to do that in a town that only paid cover bands to play. So that's the quick history.
And that's still true. So many places.
Yeah, especially in Indianapolis in the late 80s. Until grunge happened, then people were interested in like new bands. They're like, oh, you can write your own songs again? I was like, anyway, I digress.
When did you start writing?
Oh, when I was a teenager. Yeah.
Tyler?
Yeah, I was born in Cincinnati and then moved pretty shortly after that. I think I was like 4 when we moved. And we moved around a lot. We lived in Jackson, Tennessee. We lived outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Lived outside of Chicago for a little while. And then I spent my entire high school career just outside of Nashville. We lived kind of between Franklin and Brentwood out in the country. And and I just kind of started picking up the guitar around then and messing around with really acoustic guitar kind of grabbed me pretty early on, and I discovered these Windham Hill cassettes in a local like new age store in Brentwood at a strip mall, and just I think my mom bought me one, and I was like, oh, this is cool. It was Michael Hedges' Breakfast in the Field, and that kind of changed my whole course of music at that point. I mean, I still was into like, you know, all the other bands that my friends were into in high school. You know, we were listening to like anywhere from, you know, I was like skateboarding and listening to like hardcore music, and my friends were in hardcore bands. We were also like, you know, listening to Meat Puppets and Replacements and REM and all that stuff too. So, but I started messing around with the acoustic guitar and open tunings and just kind of took it and ran with it, and I'm still trying to run with it, I guess, at this point.
I, for one, I'm very glad that you guys are running with it, because it's beautiful. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Tyler Ramsey, Carl Broemel. Almost said it wrong.
It's
Because the letters are not, there's no A.
It's challenging.
The new album, Celestun. Thank you for being with us today for the 30A Songwriters Festival in South Walton for WMOT.